Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter, we got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds at Denver Comic-Con 2015. We hope you enjoy the following interview.
Welcome to the Real Nerds Podcast. Once again, live on the Denver Comic-Con floor. Now, we have something very special going on here. So, for long-time listeners, you will remember, probably 2 years ago, where we had, I think, 2 or 3 episodes in a row where we kept talking about these weird movies that were, half good from this guy named Christopher Mihm that... this guy just sent them to us in the mail with, a real short explanation of what was going on and why he did this. And we were like, okay, well, we'll check these out. And we kept coming back and going okay, we traded them back and forth between each other. And, we're comparing notes on what was going on. And now I sit here and it all kind of makes sense. Because we have Christopher Mihm with us on the show. Chris, say hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going really well.
I'm the king of half-good movies, as you know.
Okay.
High praise.
So, basically, and I'll tell some of the story and then maybe you can fill in the holes. If I remember correctly, this was a thing that started as a annual project in honor of your father, correct?
Yes.
Cool.
You have one hell of a memory, sir.
Right. So every year you get your friends together and you guys make a... usually some kind of sci-fi horror genre piece movie.
Right, but they're all done up in the sort of classic drive-in 50s, 60s stuff.
Yeah, right. It kind of feels like what MST3K would be dying to send up in one of their films.
I call them new, old, good, bad movies.
That is... Oh, yes, you get it.
The funny thing is, though...
This is what's so great, is that I feel like these things were a conundrum, and now I meet you, and I'm like, oh, you know exactly what you're doing, and you're actually really good at it then.
It's funny because, I do a lot of conventions around the country, and it took me forever to finally come up with a way to just describe them to people quickly. Right. And it was always so these are old movies. No, they're new old movies. And so they're bad? Well, yes, but they're good bad. You know what I mean? So they're new, old, good, bad. So it took me about 6 years to finally come up with new, old, good, bad movies, but it's the perfect description for what they are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they both... They feel like backyard films, but they're of a higher quality than most backyard films.
I'll take that, yep.
Right? But at the same time...
They are.
Yeah, you do a better job than most people who do a poor job.
Right.
And this is all in a good...
Sense.
This is all good.
See, I always tell people that it took a long time for me to get used to people coming up to me and saying, oh, your movies are terrible. I love them. And it's I know what they mean, and they're being nice. That's a good thing. It's your movies are awful, and I absolutely love It's okay, you're complimenting me. You're hurting me at the same time, but I totally understand, and you're right.
And I'm sure that there are people online who are listening who are like, James, you're a douche. And I'm like, no.
New, old, good, bad movies. There's no better way to describe my films.
Gotcha. So, honestly, I think what I am most interested in is you have this group of friends that you do this with now, right?
Right.
What is that relationship like? Do you have
antagonistic?
Do you have now 10 years worth of the most fun times with your closest friends?
We've yes and no. I mean, there's obviously in doing any kind of creative pursuit, and I'm sure you want to kill your buddies sometimes too because they drive you nuts.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, and it's a lot of close friends and family. So
right,
and we have a shorthand now, and we just know what we're doing, and we know what we can depend on each other for, and we have a lot of great stories and a lot of interesting ones from going out and promoting them. Obviously, if you've ever worked at a sci-fi convention, you always have a lot of interesting stories about interesting people.
Yep.
But yeah, they're fun to do, right? And I think that's what keeps us always coming back.
Yeah.
Is ultimately we're having a good time doing it, and obviously they're not particularly. I don't think of them as professional. I mean, I'm sort of a amateur. I'm a professional amateur. How about that? Where I have a process down.
Yeah, you're really good at being amateur.
Right, and I, like you said, they're maybe a step above your average sort of basement.
Oh, they totally are.
Basement movie, but they're still a basement movie. The sets are still made out of
Yes.
cardboard and duct tape.
Right.
We actually keep a running tab of how many rolls of duct tape we use.
Really?
On every movie. True.
Which movie had the most duct tape?
There's a movie called Attack of the Moon Zombies, and we used
Right.
probably about 35 rolls of white duct tape for our sets.
Wow. Was there a set made entirely of duct tape?
Damn close. I mean, it was like we used it. We bought white melamine because we wanted. It's futuristic, so it has to be white and shiny, right?
Sure.
Like a really crappily built Apple store. And we joined everything with duct tape, and
Gotcha.
so every set had several rolls of duct tape on, just used in creating the set.
Right.
So yeah, in essence, yeah, the sets were made of duct tape. Yes. My first monster was half duct tape. No kidding.
Really?
Yes, the monster Phantom Lake is garbage bags and duct tape.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And a mop bucket.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, beyond the awesome story about your dad, like, what were the movies that you were emulating? Who were the directors that you were most like, dude, I want to be Ed Wood?
Well, honestly, it's two people. I mean, you have Roger Corman strictly for the guy because of his output. Just
Sure.
the sheer
Right.
numbers of films that
Like
guy's
the Woody Allen of old sci-fi
Right,
films.
right.
Yeah.
That there, because someone asked me once, you want to be Ed Wood? And I was like, no, I want to be Roger Corman. I want to make tons of movies.
Ed Wood didn't want to be Ed Wood either.
No,
like,
exactly. He wanted to be, of course, now the
Roger
name.
Corman.
Roger Corman, right.
Yeah.
Or Burt I. Gordon, who,
Okay. That one I don't know.
Well, he made The Amazing Colossal Man.
Okay.
He made The Beginning of the End. He made Earth versus the Spider. He made Valley of the Giants and Food of the Gods.
Oh, okay.
He,
Food of the Gods.
a lot of what he did was based around giant things.
Right.
Things getting big. Big
Yes.
rats, big spiders, big people.
Anything where he could like composite stuff together.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, he started out as an ad guy in the upper Midwest. I'm from Minnesota.
Cool.
He's from Wisconsin, and he actually started off in Minneapolis, St. Paul as an ad guy. But he really, really wanted to make movies. So he drove to, like, L.A. and started knocking on doors. I mean, this is old school, like, early 50s.
Yeah.
And he literally just started knocking on studio heads' doors, like, I want to make a movie. They're like, okay, what can you do? I did some ads. All right, well, here's $20,000. Go make a movie. And he made the movie, I think it was The Cyclops. And they're like, okay, well, we made some money off that at the drive-in, so make some more.
Right.
But he was kind of famous for being, creating special effects that necessarily weren't being done at the time. So he did a lot of cool forced perspective, and
Right.
and as a director in the 50s, a lot of what I do is kind of, I make it up as I go along. So I respect any director
Right.
who made it up as he went along. And back then, they had to,
Yeah.
So I find him somewhat fascinating. And he's still alive.
Really?
And he's in his 90s. And I got to meet him, actually,
No way.
at a convention. It was like, it was the coolest thing, because it was like, hey, man, how's it? Oh, my God. And I told him, I gave him some of my movies, and he was really gracious, and he was like, yeah, well, my advice to you, get the hell out of Minnesota. and then he was like, and then get on Create Space. Create Space is the wave of the future.
Really?
It's like, okay, thanks, Burt Gordon. It was crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
Monster Bash in Pennsylvania, which is a great convention.
Cool.
Pittsburgh.
Cool.
And it celebrates classic monsters.
Yeah.
I sound like a pitch man for it. Go! No, it's a really good one. I mean, especially for what I do. I mean,
right.
It makes some sense that
if you're making monster movies in your backyard, you need to go to this
you're making
thing.
black and white monster movies. That's the kind of place you want to be. I don't know if Comic Cons are always the best place because you have to.
Oh no, dude! I can tell you right now, nobody here understands.
No, you have to explain it. You're usually
Yeah.
getting the grandparents who brought the grandkids down in their Homestuck costumes.
Yeah. So what does your process actually look like? Like when the time comes around each year, or maybe as soon as you're done with the last one.
Generally, they've overlapped a little bit, like that, where I'll already know what I'm doing next.
Yeah.
And I'll have an idea, and I generally I make a point to finish the last project first.
Oh, good.
Because I know that if I just start getting distracted, because by the end of the process, you're so damn sick of whatever it is you're trying to finish, right?
Yeah.
That I know if I just started paying attention to something else, I'd never finish anything.
Right.
So I just force myself to finish, but in the back of my head, I know what I'm doing next. And then I jump into writing a script, and I only ever really do one draft.
Yeah.
And I do that on purpose because I don't want them to be that great. I don't want to worry about making sure they're perfect.
Right.
I want it to just be either just so awful it becomes good,
right,
or I just luck into making a good movie.
Right.
And then we just sort of start the process. And the team, again, I've worked with them long enough that, say I have a guy who does mask work. His name's Mitch Gonzalez. He's done a lot of my masks and special effects. He'll say, okay, what's next? And I'll give him some ideas, and he's like, all right. A couple of days later, I'll get sketches, and we'll just start going.
So you guys like storyboard stuff?
To an extent, yes.
Do you know what your shots are going to look like?
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
It's not that far. It's not that far. You're not
unless it's something really, really specific. I mean, after doing now 10 movies, when I write, I kind of mentally storyboard things as I write the script.
Right.
And so I'm as I make more and more films, I'm starting to sort of work sort of mental storyboarding into how I write the script.
Yeah.
So I'll even write edits into the script where I imagine I would make them. So I don't, because I'm much more comfortable in the editing process now, having made 10 films. And you can even see it if you watch my first one, and it's just so straightforward. This guy's talking, therefore we shall look at him. This guy's talking now, we shall look at him.
Right.
Now it's much more all over the place. I'll do more reaction stuff. I'll do more creative angles and stuff. And of course, I just released a movie called Danny Johnson Saves the World that I was describing to you as a 1950s sci-fi Muppet movie with kids.
Right.
And that one in particular, I mean, it's much farther away from my first film than anything I've made. And even just in story structure and things that I've picked up over the years. So
I'm going to ask the hard question here. Are you afraid that as you get better at this, your movies will get worse?
Yes, actually. It's sort of like the uncanny valley, It's like the better CGI gets, the creepier it becomes, the less realistic it becomes. You have to worry about that when you're trying to make sort of quote-unquote authentic good bad movies, right?
Right.
Because what makes a lot of bad movies, those good bad movies, is that you have to have that sense that the person making it had no idea, or they were just so incompetent that it comes through.
Right.
Like a Birdemic, something like that, where it's like, it's so incompetent, it becomes awesome, So then it becomes this weird line you have to straddle of, okay, well, I want to make a great movie, but if I make even just a mediocre good movie, it just becomes a mediocre movie.
Right.
As opposed to a good bad movie.
Right.
So you really do have to straddle that line.
Wow.
It's hard sometimes,
I'm flabbergasted by how sane you are. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you overthink the weirdest little details. I mean, and again, that's why I only do one draft.
Yeah. Right.
That's why a lot of times I limit people. I'll say, okay, you get 2 takes. That's
Holy
it.
Shit.
Whatever we get, that's what we get.
Yeah, because even though you don't have that encumbrance, at the time that the movies you're emulating were made, they only had enough film. They only had enough money for one shot.
Right, exactly.
Right, whereas you can it's
digitally,
digital.
You can just
dump
do
this,
it. You can do 4,000 takes of one shot until you get it absolutely perfect. But back then, it's like, well, we have 20 minutes of film and we have a scene that's 5 minutes.
Yeah,
you got 4 takes.
You get maybe 3.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's just it. And so I try to emulate that a little bit. Also, as a director, I always tell actors, look, every actor who comes into my movies instantly is like, okay, I'm going to act really, really bad. And I would say, don't do that.
Yeah.
No one back then was like, I'm going to act really wooden. They were just wooden, right? Or the director was awful. I say, no. If you got Shakespeare, give me Shakespeare.
Yeah.
The fact that you're in a movie with, a robot made out of a garbage can, that's going to be the joke. You're not the joke. Everything that's going on is the joke.
Right.
And then, so you have to play it very straight. If you don't, you kind of ruin the illusion.
Yeah.
It becomes a spoof, a straight spoof of just, it becomes Airplane, you know what I mean? Where it's like, we're making fun of disaster movies.
Which is not what you're doing.
Right, and I try to be authentic to it because a lot of other people, their first, like Larry Blameyer, who made Lost Skeleton of Cadabra,
right.
That's a very straightforward, very funny, very well-made spoof.
Right.
Right? And I don't want to do that.
Right.
I could, but I don't want it.
So,
I would rather go for, I want people to be confused sometimes as to when these films were made.
Right. Are there rules about what you can and can't do, and like especially when you're making a creature or something like that? Are there rules about what you can make that creature out of, and how hard you can work? Well,
we have to at least done like latex masks and at least stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta, especially making these genre 50s pictures, there are certain rules that you almost have to follow just to stay within that, right? You can't do boobs, you can't do blood, really, you can't do swearing or certain things because it'll instantly take you out of that era, right? Yeah. It'll become the 70s or the 80s or something, right? If you're making a horror movie, you can't show all the blood, you have to imply certain things.
Right.
Same thing goes with the monsters, if you make them too realistic, right? A lot of times I go for googly eyes. I mean, that's one of the things that instantly says 50s, Or things made out of paper mache, things that instantly say to you, the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone or something, or something like the really early Corman films like Attack of the Crab Monsters or something, which those were some of the worst, creatures. They're awesome, but they're so paper mache, you know? And so you really got to be careful not to overdo it. So sometimes you add touches to it specifically because you want it to look bad.
Yeah.
But not bad. It's a weird line to straddle. It really is.
It's got to look like you were trying but didn't have the tools.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
while simultaneously trying to make something decent.
Right. So what's your horror story? What's the thing that you tried to do or that you accomplished that was the most pain in the ass, hardest thing to do? Wish you wish you hadn't even tried it.
Well, I don't know if there's anything that I wish I hadn't tried. I'm sort of grateful for all the stuff that I've been able to do, just because it's been really fun.
Right.
I think the absolute hardest thing is the movie, The Giant Spider that I made.
Yeah.
We used a real tarantula.
Okay.
And there's a lot of challenges in getting the tarantula footage to match the actor footage. Tarantulas are boring. I mean, they just want to sit around and be left alone.
Right.
And then they're hungry, they find something to eat, they go back to their corner. They're really not aggressive creatures.
If they were 10 stories tall, you're saying they probably would not terrorize the citizens of the...
No, they would sit around until they got hungry, and then they'd find something, eat it, and then go hang out
back
for
and sit around
a couple weeks. Right. They're just boring.
Yeah.
And so using a real tarantula and actually getting it to fit and look good, but not too good, and get it to interact and be exciting in some of these scenes was really challenging.
How did you do it? Hopefully you didn't torture the
tarantula.
No.
What we did is the tarantula actually belongs to my son, who's 12.
Right.
And we built a blue screen box out of a blue Rubbermaid, right? We cut out a side of it and put plexiglass in front of it, and then just set up our camera in front of it. And if you blow air at a tarantula, it'll move.
Gotcha.
Little hairs on its legs will move, and it'll be like, oh, I have to move. I'm being bothered in some way.
Right.
It doesn't bug them, but it's enough to annoy them to move. So we just put them in this box, set up the camera, and then just blew air at it and moved it around, and basically collected about 20 minutes of usable spider footage. And then just composited it into the footage of the actors we had, and hoped for the best. And I did it totally bass-ackwards, too. I shot... You should, in essence, when you're doing special effects like that, it's a good idea to film the spider first.
Right.
So you know what you're acting against.
Sure.
I did it the other way around.
Right.
Filmed all the actors,
and then hoped you could get a spider to crawl around the building.
Right, that would actually make some sense. But it came out really well. I mean, it's I'm actually quite proud of that movie, that it turned out to be a really decent film.
And honestly, probably a mistake that a lot of those guys made.
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah.
There's probably a lot of guys who were like, "Oh shit, we didn't get the giant chameleon footage yet.
We should have done that first, son of a bitch." Well, maybe we can find some stock footage or something, you know. No, it turned out really good, but it was a lot of work to make it fit.
Yeah.
And you end up recycling footage, but that's another of those things they did back then. You know, they recycled the same monster shot over and over again.
Right.
So it actually worked really nicely to my advantage.
Yeah. How long does it take for you to make a film?
I've got it down to about a 9 to 10 month process.
So it really is like as soon as you're done with one,
you
have
to jump in the next one, or you lose the sort of momentum.
So you're spending all year like, hey, this weekend we're going to do this scene.
Right.
Next weekend we're going to do this scene.
Right. And it's always sort of like, okay, well, I'm going to start. I'll write the script. That's step one. Then we do all the pre-production.
Right.
Then we film it. Then we edit it. But the way we film it, because it's we're working around people's day jobs.
Right.
So it's like, well, we can shoot this Thursday night, and then next Monday, and then maybe the following Saturday. I'll be editing as we shoot as well.
Gotcha.
So then it allows us to go back if we need to. I
Sure.
mean, it's almost a little more of an organic process than, shit, this is the footage we have. What the fuck do we do with it now that
Right.
we're missing stuff and it's now snowing outside and we need sunshine?
Yeah.
So we'll at least be able to keep up with it. And I think that makes it go a lot faster, too.
Yeah.
Because then we don't have to go back or wait.
Yeah.
Which is my big fear of not getting something and then being like, well, what do I do now?
Well, I think that's totally fair because even though, like, I think in essence you're breaking the rules by allowing yourself to edit while you film.
Right.
But the people who were making those movies also filmed them in a week.
Right.
You know, like they
Right.
made sure those actors were all available. Right.
Right.
So you have your handcuffs, they had theirs.
Right.
So
And see,
I
I've
think
never
it's
been able
totally
to do
fair.
that. I honestly think it'd be really fun to try and do that where we actually shoot a movie in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just shoot everything and then just say, nope, we're stuck with what we got, make it work.
Yeah.
Because that'd be, a very Corman thing to do.
Right. Very cool. Awesome. Well, do you know what you're doing next?
I don't yet, no, because I literally just released the one 3 days ago.
Gotcha.
We had the world premiere 3 days ago. I have a million ideas, though. I mean, that's just it. You start down this road, and you start doing this, and you kind of get a head for it, and suddenly it's like, you know what I haven't done? I haven't done a Giant Man movie. I haven't done this movie or that movie. And there's so many cool things, and I try with every movie to do a little something different.
Yeah.
That's, again, reminiscent of old movies. Like, I did a giant bug movie, finally. I did a double feature. It's a fake double feature, but it's a double feature.
Right.
Very classic kind of thing. And there's a whole list of things I still haven't done that I want to do. But I haven't necessarily picked what's next.
I mean, you've only done 10, so maybe this is unfair, but, like, is it almost daunting because, like, now you're locked into this thing where you're like, every year, how many more years can I do this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, 10 years, there's a part of me that's like, maybe I deserve a year off. Maybe I should take some time off. But then a part of me is like, but I feel like I have some momentum after 10 years. Why do I want to lose it?
Right, absolutely.
And I have people now, honestly, that for the last premiere, we had people flying in from other states just to go to the premiere.
Holy crap.
And we usually sell at this big 400-seat theater, and we have all these there's a bit of a cult following that's actually growing now around it. And like I said, we have people who come in from out of state just to be there. And, I have people who are like, this is our tradition. Don't stop. Don't ruin our tradition. We come to your movie every year, and we do it up. Don't wreck it.
You're responsible for my life now.
That's right. You're going to ruin our family tradition, and it's all chaos from that point forward.
Wow.
Don't do it.
Wow.
But there's also a part of me that's like, how long can I do this?
Right.
How long do I even want to do this?
Yeah.
And they are tiring. I mean, that time frame is exhausting.
I mean, we did a web series, and we shot it the way you're talking about, where you do it over weekends and you squeeze things together. It's a pain.
It is.
It is taxing.
It
and when
is.
you have a job and you have other things you're doing, it's a big chunk.
Well,
so,
all of us, we have wives and kids and families, and just day jobs, and it's rough
Yeah.
sometimes to try and keep up with it.
Cool.
Plus, each one gets a little more intricate. That's the thing, is that as we're learning more things, we're doing more techniques and actually, spending more time doing these things. So the process becomes a little more daunting each time.
Yeah.
So that makes it harder year after year to sort of maintain almost a quality level as they're getting better from a quality standpoint. So it almost becomes harder and harder to do one a year.
This is amazingly fascinating. I just want you to know that. Like, I did not think this interaction was going to go the way it did. Like, as soon as I met you, I was like, holy shit. Oh, my God.
He's not a crazy, weird guy living in his basement.
Right, that's exactly what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
You've been to these things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Chris, how do people get in touch with you? How do they follow you? How do they support?
I would say check me out on my website. I have a production company called Saint Euphoria Pictures. The website is sainteuphoria.com, and it's all spelled out, but most people don't. They usually spell it wrong. So I just tell people, go to thegiantspider.com. That'll get you where you need to be. Okay. And it's easier to remember, thegiantspider.com.
All right. Nobody else has taken that one up.
Right.
Cool.
I was surprised. Giantspider.com not available. The Giant Spider available.
Just sitting
Who
around.
Knew?
Only somebody like you would figure it out, man.
It's amazing. Actually, quick story. I know you're sort of wrapping up here,
you're
but
good.
Speaking of URLs, is that I always, for every movie I make, I buy a URL.
Sure.
Right? And I was thinking about, I was like, I got to buy this URL for this idea I have, this title I want.
Yeah.
And I go in and I look it up and I'm like, it's taken. Who stole it? I've been talking about this to other people. Did someone I know pounce on it?
Yeah.
And I was like, crap, who would have stolen my damn URL? They knew I needed this title. Who would take it? And I pulled up the Who Is thing, and I'd already bought it 6 months prior. Totally forgot. I was like, dumbass.
Oh, man, that's... Wow. Yeah. That's too cool. Well, Chris, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's
thank
really
you for
been cool.
having me. It's good. I just walked by you randomly. I was like, hey.
I know. I think I sent these guys a box of stuff
once. I know
once.
those guys. Awesome.
It's really been cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Keep doing it.
Thanks.
Seriously.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this exclusive Real Nerds interview at Denver Comic-Con 2015, and we'll see you next year. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover, and also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.